Hey everyone, welcome. How are you doing today? It's Monday, January 6th. That's the day that I'm filming this. And I thought that I would pop on and talk a little bit about some reflections on reading for 2025 and also share a small book haul with you guys and just, maybe we could just have a chat about our 2025 reading plans. I, as usual, at the end of every year, I get really ambitious and I have all kinds of ideas and I have all kinds of things that I want to do and that I want to accomplish. And by the end of January, I'm just already overwhelmed and things start falling off. So I decide, and I did that this year too. I did that this year. I just started to get really excited, and because it's fun, right? It's just really fun to think about what you're going to read in the new year and how you're going to be a better reader and read more and read all the things and, the whole join all the events, do all the read-alongs, have all the buddy reads, tackle the classics, keep up with new releases, all of it. Read the fiction, read the nonfiction. Yeah. And then, I don't know about you. I think for some people it works, right? And I think that's great. Some people are, a lot of booktubers are retired or, otherwise not needing to have a full-time job, and they have a lot of time to read and make content, and I think that's really awesome. And then there are some people who work full-time and still manage to make a good deal of content and read a lot, and that is also awesome. I am not a type A person. I do work full-time. I'm not a type A person. I'm not lazy by any stretch of the imagination, but I definitely do things at my own pace, and I am not one to sort of rush, or I'm just not really good at when I get overloaded. So, yeah. So I had all these plans, and this morning I woke up and I thought, you know what? No. Just no. I haven't changed anything really, except thinking to myself that every year I set a Goodreads goal, because I'm old school. I've been on Goodreads forever, and I just don't really. I may start trying to use Storygraph this year and see if I can transition over, but right now it just works and it's easy and it's just got all my history and all my stuff. And I don't really feel like trying to keep up with two platforms. So I always set my yearly goal as 52 books, which is a book a week. And I pretty much always meet that. But if I'm really honest with myself this year, there's a good chance that I won't even meet that. I think probably a more realistic goal for me this year would be maybe 30 to 35 books. Just because I have some ideas about other things that I want to do outside of reading, but also I really want to read differently this year. I really want to feel like I'm reading with intention and I'm paying close attention to what I'm reading. I don't think I've done too bad of a job, but I do think I spend a lot of time when I'm reading, even if it's a book I'm really enjoying, thinking about what I'm going to read next. And I don't really like that feeling. I really like being in a book and then getting to the end of that book and then thinking, okay, now what? As opposed to, being halfway or 2/3 or 3/4 of a way through a book and thinking, okay, next I'm definitely going to read this. Wait, no, next I'm definitely going to read that. No, I'm going to change that order. Oh, but I forgot I have to do this thing. I just don't want to do that this year. It's making me very tired. Even thinking about it. And no one's forcing me. This is all my stuff. This is only on me. So this is not there's no evils of booktube or evils of reading goals. anything like that behind this. It's just what I'm thinking about and kind of how my thinking is changing for this year. And I also just have some goals outside. Like I started a new novel draft, and I want to work on that. I want to start getting fit. I want to start working out. And realistically, if I commit to that, that's going to take 8 to 10 hours a week. And that has to come, something has to go, and it can't be work, and it can't be writing. So that means it will be some reading. Although I did get into audiobooks last year, and I am looking forward to putting on an audiobook while I work out. If I can figure out how to do that, if I can do things like count and listen to an audiobook. If anyone has any hot tips on that, I would really appreciate it. But so, I'm just trying to be realistic with myself and think about what it is that I want to do this year. I'm not changing any of the earlier goals that I talked to you about, which is reading from my own shelves, trying to read almost exclusively from my books I already own, and then also following like the classics project that Melinda at Web of Stories is hosting. I will definitely be doing that. It's only 6 books, and I'm not doing the first book, so I'm actually only doing 5 of the books, and that'll start up for me in March. And then trying to dip into Angelia's endless drama event this year, or project this year, where she's reading plays with a large group of people who are joining on Discord, and lots of people. Some people are planning to do all of it, and lots of people like me are gonna just dip in and out when we can and try to pick up some of those plays, because I think that's gonna be a nice addition to the reading list this year. I think that'll be kind of a fun distraction. And if memory serves, plays don't take a great deal of time to read, so that's something that I can do like in a sitting versus, or maybe even 2 sittings versus spending a lot of time. So I'm excited about that. The other one that I am going to do, and that I've figured out my pile of possibilities for through the whole year, is the Read Good Challenge for 2025. That's hosted by Ben Reads Good. Ben Read Goods. No, Ben Reads Good. I'm excited about that one because that is one of those things that I can do and tackle my own shelves and also have some fun with the prompts, and it leads me to books that maybe I wasn't going to pick up, or it just encourages me to pick up some different things. So I'm looking forward to that. The other thing I'm doing this year is keeping a physical reading journal, which maybe I'll talk about in another video because I don't have it with me at my desk right now. So instead, I think I'll just go through this little book haul that I have here, and share some books that I bought with you, and yeah, and then we'll kind of call it a day for today. So I've pre-ordered Show Don't Tell by Curtis Sittenfeld and Rabbit Moon by Jennifer Haigh. Those are 2 books that will be absolute definite reads for me this year. I'm very excited about that. Both of those books. Show Don't Tell comes out in February. Rabbit Moon comes out in April. And I am so excited. Yes. Okay. And so those are 2. And then let's see. Oh, I did want to say, before I get to the haul, I kind of already started the haul part, I guess. But before I get to that, for the Ben Reads Good Challenge, the first prompt for January, it's again this year, Annuary, which is to read a book where Anne is in the author's name or in the title of the book. And I think I'm going to tackle Fayne by Anne Marie MacDonald. I had originally put, I was going to reread Anne Patchett's State of Wonder. And then I also have Ann Napolitano's Hello, Beautiful on my shelf. I have both of those books ready to go. But I bought this at the end of last year, and I could not, because of other commitments and things going on in January, I could not commit to reading this early last year. And right now I feel sort of like I have the time once I finish my current book. And even if this is the only thing, it's a chunkster. If this is the only thing that I read in January, the only other book I read, I don't care. There is my new attitude. Although I am planning to read a play for Angelia's event, Endless Drama event. So if those are the only things that I accomplish in January, then I'm going to be fine with that. But I've just been so excited to read this since I heard about it. Really, several people were talking about this at the end of 2023, and I think it's going to be really good. And I don't know. I'm afraid to read blurb or just the marketing copy anymore because it seems like there's always spoilers. But this is kind of, I guess, like a gothic, kind of a big gothic tale, if you will. And I think it'll be a lot of fun to read. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, so I already owned that book. I bought that book at the end of 2023, so that's not part of the haul. So let's go back and talk about the haul. At the end of 2023, I went shopping and I picked up this, which is They by K. Dick. This is a little shorty book. This was kind of an impulse purchase. I was at Waterstones and saw this, and I thought I had seen it somewhere, and I know I have it on my want to read list. And this was written, I think, in the 1920s. And then it was published in 1977. And it says it's a rediscovered dystopian masterpiece of art under attack, a cry from the soul against censorship, a radical celebration of nonconformity, and a warning. So I think this should be sort of an interesting book to read. Excuse me. Maybe it's going to be a little too on the nose for 2025. I don't know. But I'm wondering, after having read the description of the play that I'm planning to read at the end of January with Angelia's group, if this might also not go sort of alongside that. And I will link to Angelia's event in the description box, although I imagine that most of you, if you follow me, you probably also follow her and know what's going on there. So yeah, I may try to fit this in. If I think that there could be some alignment, it could be kind of fun. So all right, so I went shopping over the weekend. I was gonna try to do this before we left for our trip, but I couldn't fit it in. It was just to kind of like a Merry Christmas to me book haul. And I couldn't find some of the things that I wanted, and I went into the bookstore and forgot to pick up some of the things that I wanted, like Anne Enright's The Wren. I had hoped to buy, and I didn't buy it. I walked out of the bookstore without it and without even looking for it because I got distracted. And so it's gonna stay in the bookstore right now because, like I said, I'm done shopping for a while. Or did I say that? I'm done shopping. I'm gonna try not to buy anything until my birthday, which is at the end of July. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really a lot more committed to that this year than I was last year, I think. And I got to about May last year, which was fine. It was okay, but I really have a lot of books on my shelves to read and a lot of really good books. So I feel like there's just no excuse. And then I have this nice little pile to dip into also. So I bought The Guest by Emma Cline. I really loved Emma Cline's The Girls, and you can see it was buy one, get one half price at Waterstones. So that kind of drove this. I think I heard Sarah at Hardcover Hearts talk about this last year and say that she really enjoyed it. And I think there were a handful of other people who had talked about this book and said that it was really good. I like the way Emma Cline writes. Like I said, I really loved The Girls. I think it was one of my favorite books in 2016 or 2017. I can't even remember anymore. Was it even earlier than that? I don't know. Anyway, I think this is going to be kind of fun and has kind of an edgy, unreliable narrator. Um, and it's set in LA. And yeah, it's set in LA, I believe. And I'm kind of in an LA mood lately. I'm reading The Shards by Bret, Easton, Ellis right now, which I think is going to be really fun to talk about. And then I think I told you that I also read The Friday Afternoon Club by Griffin Dunn. And they're all connected. So I thought this might kind of slide in there in a weird way because I do keep thinking about the girls while I'm reading The Shards. So it's always kind of fun when books echo in that manner. And then I picked up this one, and this was definitely on a whim. And this is Kayla, I think it's Kayla. That's my, is that my Texas coming out? Kayla by Colin Walsh. This is another book that people were talking about in 2023. And I thought that it sounded interesting. This is let's see. And I just love books about friends and things going wrong. And this is in the seaside town of Kinlough on Ireland's west coast. 3 old friends are thrown together for the first time in years. They, Helen, Joe, and Mush, were part of an original group of 6 inseparable teenagers in the summer of 2003, with motherless, reckless Kayla Lannon as Lannon as their group's white-hot center. Soon after that summer's peak, Kayla disappeared without a trace, or Kala disappeared without a trace. What happened to her? So I think this is also kind of picking up on that same vibe that The Shards has. Group of friends, something bad happens to some of them, and, or either a reunion or somebody taking a look back at what happened and why. And so I'm excited again about this one. I don't know. That's just my vibe right now, and we'll see if it lasts. It'll be interesting to see when I get to these. I'm not sure if that'll last all year. Sometimes I get in a mood like that, and it goes that way. So I don't know. I got Sense and Sensibility. I've already said that I really want to read Jane Austen this year. I want to read some of the novels that I haven't read before. Sense and Sensibility is one of them. I've read Pride and Prejudice and Emma for classes back a long time ago in high school and in college. And so I thought I want to experience Jane Austen as an adult reader and see what's going on there. So I picked up Sense and Sensibility. I have this. I have Pride and Prejudice. I have a newer copy of that. I have a Persuasion. And then I think I picked up Mansfield Park as well. So if I don't get through all of the Jane Austen novels this year, I'm totally okay with that. But I've got these on my shelf at least. And I like having good editions. I really wanted the Oxford World Classics edition, but I couldn't find it. And this was there, and I figured, well, Penguin is still a pretty good edition, so we'll see how that goes. Next, I picked up Madame Bovary, which is going to be the first book that I'll be reading with Melinda and whoever's joining in her Classics in 2025 project. This is a reread for me, another one that I haven't read or picked up since I was in college, and I was taking comparative literature and was really enthralled and loved that class so much. And so I'm looking forward to revisiting this. I think it's going to be fun. I picked up another book that I read in that class as well, and I decided, this was on a whim, I decided that maybe I would try to reread it this year, but we'll see if I get to it. And that's, here comes my French, Pere Goriot. I remember really loving this book in that class by Honore de Balzac. And so I think, I don't know. Like I said, it was kind of a whim. We'll see if I get to it. We'll see if this is as much of a year of classics as I would like for it to be. It may not end up going that way, and if it doesn't, that's fine. I also then got Louise Erdrich's latest book, The Mighty Red, which I had really trouble finding because I kept thinking it was called The Red Hour. I kept wanting to call it The Red Hour. And yeah, I think I looked right past it, even though it had her name on it. I was like, that's not it. That's not the one that I want. But it is. It's the one that I want. So this is her latest book. I've already heard some good things about this. I think this is going to be great. I I've never really been disappointed by Louise Erdrich, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. Yeah, I'm not reading the description of the books. I don't know. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Do you guys like that? I just always worry that there are going to be spoilers, and I don't want it to be spoiled for me either. So, and then I picked up Hisham Matar, My Friends. I think that's how you say that. Hisham, Matar, My Friends. I think this was this on the book? Was this on the BookTube prizes last year? I want to say, I don't remember who talked about this. I want to say it was Angelia who talked about this, but maybe not. Maybe I'm dreaming. But every time I've read the description of this, it just sounds absolutely fascinating. And again, it's a book about friends and friendship and how the world encroaches on that friendship and how their lives change post college and with happenings in the world. And I don't know, books about friend groups and friendship are probably like some of my top reads, some of my favorite things to read. Some people like romance and some people like war. I like friendship. That's always my Achilles heel when it comes to books. Anyway, I'm getting pinged on Teams, but I thought that I would pop on and do this video and talk to you guys for a little bit. But I gotta get back to work, and I'd love to hear about your reading plans and if you are really going for it and getting aggressive this year, or if you're also kind of taking your foot off the gas a little bit, or even pumping the brakes some and saying, I'm not going to do as much this year. If you kind of piled on the challenges and events, or if you're just going to kind of take it as the year comes, I would love to hear about it. And I will be back at some point, hopefully soon. Like I said, it is my goal this year. I didn't say it yet, I guess. It's my goal to try to get a video a week. Knock on wood. I think it's doable, even if I'm not always talking about what I'm reading. If I'm reading really slowly, there's always tags, and there's always stuff to talk about, right? There's always bookish things to chat about. So I will hopefully see you maybe at the end of this week or maybe at the beginning of next week. I'm not sure what the schedule's going to look like, but I hope that you have a good Monday. If you're going back to work today, I hope that your work day goes well, and I hope you have a great week, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you later. Bye.